So our study is the Yorkshire Enhanced Stop Smoking Study, or YESS as I'll call it from now on. And we're a Yorkshire Cancer Research funded study which is looking at the effect of adding a co-located and a personalised stop smoking intervention to a lung cancer screening programme. So there's kind of two parts to it. In the first part is we wanted to get stop smoking support to every smoker that was attending for lung cancer screening. So everyone that attended was offered an opt-out on-site consultation at the point they came for their lung health check. And everybody got the same intervention. So that was a one-to-one behavioural counselling session, provided nicotine replacement therapies and or e-cigarettes and vaping supplies, or if they wanted, we would refer to the GP for prescription medications. So we provided that to everybody for the first 4 weeks. And then at the 4-week follow-up point, we collected smoking status in everybody, and we used a carbon monoxide validation for people that said they'd quit. And then our intervention group would receive all the exact same that they'd already had, plus our personalised intervention, which consisted of using their heart and lung images that were captured during their LDCT scan and highlighting areas of coronary artery calcification and emphysema, to use that as part of our kind of package of tools to support smoking cessation. So when we looked at the first 4-week provision, so looking at everybody, I think the really interesting finding was that 89% of all the smokers that were eligible and attended for the lung cancer screening programme actually agreed to the first consultation with our stop smoking advisor, which is a really fantastic proportion. And of those people, 84% went on to accept kind of longer term a smoking cessation treatment course, if you like. And of those that accepted the support, we actually found a quit rate of 16.5%, which was validated at the 4-week point. So these people had not smoked for 7 days prior to that 4-week intervention period. And that increased to 20% if we looked at self-reported figures. And likewise, if we looked at the entire population, so trying to look on a wider scale, our validated quit rates at the same time point was 12.1%, which increased to 15% if we use self-reported figures. So our primary outcome was smoking status at 3 months after the lung health check. And in our intervention arm, we had a 33.6% quit rate, and our usual care arm, we had a 30% quit rate. So there was no significant difference between those two groups, but a quit rate of around 30% is really quite positive. And when we looked at our 12-month quit rates, those figures were largely maintained. So at 12 months, we had quit rates of around 28-29%. So I think in terms of a co-located and opt-out delivery model, the study has proved that it's very efficacious to put this kind of service provision in place. And hopefully now that we've proved that it can work, then the same model may be adopted by the UK and other countries that are looking at rolling out a lung cancer screening programme. With regards to the intervention, so it didn't seem to have had any difference between our two study arms, but there was a significant difference in gender. In that we found our females had significantly higher quit rates than men who had received the intervention booklet. So I think there's a lot of questions that are still unanswered about, do we need a gender-specific intervention to support women, or do we need to replicate the study in a bigger setting? We're only one study in one region of the UK, but I think overall there's great promise for the future provision of stop smoking in lung cancer screening, which is vitally important.